We deliver to around 220 stores in the south of England and also operate a very busy trunking network throughout the south and the Midlands. We've got around 250 pieces of equipment that are used 24/7 really. Mechanical handling equipment is for moving all the products, all the pallets around the building. One of the main problems we have is the control of our MHE equipment, as in where it is, who's using the equipment. Not having a key control system in place, we had problems around where trucks were parked. The shift start-up time, we couldn't find equipment. Although we had key tags with individual key numbers on them, they all fitted the same trucks. So we never really had any control over who was using the equipment. In the past, we've had problems with damage, MHE-related accidents. So we put Traka in place just to give us that accountability of people using the equipment. What Traka's done for us is given us a reliable, robust system of controlling our MHE. Trackability, if you like. When they come into work, they find out what operation they're deployed on, and then they will go to the tracker board with their swipe cards. They will swipe the system. This downloads their personal information onto the iFob, and then they can go to the particular piece of equipment they need to do the job. If they are authorised to drive that piece of equipment, the truck will start and it will give them a period of time to do their pre-operational check. Once they've completed that check, they press what we call the acceptance button, which tells the system that they've checked their truck over, it's okay, it's not damaged, and then they can go off and do the job. If maybe the truck is damaged, then it's got the option to record the fault at the truck by holding the acceptance button down for a predetermined period of time, which then locks the truck down and has to be cleared by a service engineer. If the truck is reported as damaged, I can now go back into the system, find out who the previous user was, and they can be challenged over the particular damage that has been done to the equipment. We've got impact sensors fitted on our equipment so that if there is an impact event with the truck, whether it hits the racking or part of the building or another piece of equipment, the truck is designed to switch off, which means that then the team manager has to come along and reset the system, or a service engineer has to reset the system, which again gives them increased accountability for their actions within the warehouse. In one particular period before we had Traka fitted, we saw a cost of around £20,000 of damage to our equipment. We've recently seen that reduced to around £8,000, and some of that cost is the actual Traka system being installed onto the equipment. We still have not had all the equipment fitted with Traka, so we're expecting to see further significant reductions. Well, the building is 50,000 square metres. It takes between 5 and 10 minutes to walk the length of the building. We're also going to be extending the building by another 80,000 square feet. And if you're trying to find a particular piece of equipment, it could be potentially anywhere in the building. It can take you half an hour to find that piece of equipment. With Traka iFob per person, where we don't have to have particular trucks in particular places, they can now come in and use the next piece of equipment. That's increased our shift start-up time between 5 and 10 minutes per person. Over 7 days a week, 364 days a year, that is a considerable increase in productivity and massive reduction in cost. They are on a bonus system here, so that makes them a bit happier if they can get on equipment quicker, start earning money quicker. The equipment they're using is in a better condition because people are more accountable over its use. One of the things about the Traka system now is that we tend to use equipment more evenly, so we don't have certain bits of equipment doing all the work. So at our peak times we hire additional equipment, and traditionally we've not been able to monitor the usage of that equipment. Now using Traka, we've got a much tighter control over it and a system of monitoring, so that going forward we should be able to reduce our hire considerably, around about 50%, so that we utilise the equipment we have got rather than having it parked up just in case. We use the system for controlling our digital cameras, which is used in damage and accident investigation, and for access to training storage lockers, so that the shift trainers have always got access to equipment via a key, which is controlled by a Traka, Because we have many nationalities working here, one of the options going forward with Traka is the display on the Traka cabinets will be multi-language. When an operator goes to the Traka cabinet to access a key, because the database knows who he or she is, it knows the language they speak, and any instructions we want to leave for operators, it can be displayed in the appropriate language. The system prevents unauthorised use of our mechanical handling equipment. It ensures that staff are trained to use that equipment, but it also gives us an audit trail so we can track who has been using the equipment and when it was being used.